Okay, here we have Huawei MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte Edition 2025. Let us unbox this. So this is a two-piece set, the tablet itself and the keyboard. Alright, now let us just open up the tablet first. How to find apps. So this is the tutorial to teach you how to find apps. Alright, there is a sticker here to help you lift up the tablet. Okay, so as usual, matte display or paper matte display will always come with a polishing cloth. Alright, then we have the adapter and the cable here, along with some documents. Pretty standard packaging. Alright, this is a 40-watt adapter, Huawei Supercharge. As for this one, we have the USB-A to USB-C cable here, along with some documents. The M pencil is in a separate package. I don't decide to open that because I have my existing one, so I will use the existing one. Now let me just put this aside. Alright, so this time I chose the violet color because I feel that space gray is a bit boring. The design this time is quite premium, I would say. Very nice. Even the camera part, I think they have improved, in terms of design. Yeah, very nice. I like it. It's not that heavy, and here is the matte display. I don't think it is too prone for fingerprints, compared to the standard display, but they still give us a polishing cloth, which will be good if you want to wipe your screen consistently. As usual, we have I think 4 speakers, I believe. I could be wrong, but from the looks of it, there are 4 speakers. The power button is on the side to the left, which is very good because some cheaper tablets will usually put on top here, which I find it a bit not that nice, because this feels more natural when using the tablet. Then we have the volume rocker as well as the magnetic area for your M pencil. Alright, we also have the connector here, which will allow us to connect to the keyboard, so we don't have to charge the keyboard separately, which is very good. Okay, so this is the keyboard case for Huawei MatePad 11.5 2025. Overall, the keyboard looks nice with pure leather on the outer side and plastic for the back case. For the keyboard itself, this is some rubbery material. Alright, it feels smooth and nice. The back case also has pogo pins for the tablet to connect to this keyboard, and these pogo pins will also charge or give power to the keyboard itself, so you don't have to charge the keyboard or using a USB-C. Also, this keyboard case can be detached into two-piece device, whereby you can use the back case as a protection for the tablet. Then you can use this keyboard remotely as a Bluetooth keyboard. The back case also comes with a kickstand, but this angle is quite limited. Okay, this is the maximum I can push, so don't put your hopes too high. This is not like Surface, Microsoft Surface, whereby you can push it down all the way to quite a wide angle. Anyway, this is better than nothing, and I find that the keyboard case is quite nice. Alright, as for the keys themselves, the feedback is not that good. Alright, the keys are quite wobbly, so when you press the keys, you'll feel that it is quite uneven. That's why you won't have a very good typing experience on this keyboard. To put it in a simple way, the feedback feels like a cheap keyboard, not a premium thing. So compared to my previous 2023 version, alright, this has the same layout, but the feedback itself is actually much better. It feels even, so this one feels very good to type on, but this one feels like a downgrade. I'm not sure whether I can use this keyboard to pair with this case, but from the looks of it, I think I can. Maybe I should try it out later. Alright, so that's all I can say about this keyboard. This is not the best keyboard I've used, and I am a little bit disappointed because it feels like a downgrade compared to the previous version. Okay, so this is Huawei MatePad 11.5 2025 PaperMatte edition. This is the only version that is sold in Malaysia. So I have finished setting it up, and I've used it for like a day or so. Now I will talk about the things I like. First off, I really like the matte display, and this is actually the main reason I bought this device, because I find that matte display can give me a very good experience when looking at the screen. The glare reduction is significant, so I won't see any light source reflecting on the screen itself. Also, this time the tablet comes with the magnetic spot for the M pencil, so you don't have to use an additional cable to connect or to charge this M pencil. This is definitely a good addition, and I like it a lot. Okay, so basically these are the two things I really like in terms of hardware. In terms of software, Huawei never disappoints with their notes. Okay, this is a very good app. In fact, if you buy this solely to take notes, I think this is a fair thing to do, because the note itself is very comprehensive. It contains a lot of stuff. For example, you can choose different cover for your notebook. Okay, there are a lot of options, a lot of choices. You can also choose different paper. There are different templates available, and this software is free. So when you buy a Huawei tablet, this comes together, so you don't have to pay extra for it. Alright, you can also choose different background color. So yeah, it's quite flexible and quite nice to use. I really like it a lot. You can also choose different ratio, like tablet 16:10, A4, e-ink tablet or phone. So there are different ratios, but funny thing is that as far as I know, this tablet is actually 3:2, I believe. So 16:10 is a bit funny. Okay, so anyway, it is what it is. I don't really care. Alright, so now let me just create a notebook. Alright, this time around you can see that we have the recording, so you can record and write something. Alright, then you can play back, record and write something. As you can see, once you play, the sentence that you write will go dim, and then it will progress to write out the strokes as the audio recording proceeds. This is very nice. So if you find this useful, then yeah, do use it. Also, I think this time it comes with enhancing your text feature. I think it's called handwriting enhance. So tap on this, you can enhance your handwriting to a better font, so you will make your whole notes seems to be more consistent. Alright, you can also choose the enhancement level. Okay, for example, this is level 0, that means no enhancement. This is the original handwriting. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Alright, I don't see, oh, there is some differences, but quite minor, so I don't think it's obvious in this video recording. But you can simply play around with this customization and see what kind of font you like. Alright, also you can choose different font style. Unfortunately, currently we only have two font style. One is called Gibbons, one is called Crescent. Alright, this is a bit boring, and I hope that they can add on much more font styles in the future. Alright, anyway, it's better than none, so yeah, it's a good feature. Now I will show you the pressure sensitivity. The current pen chosen is ball pen. For ball pen, there won't be any pressure sensitivity. Okay, now I try to use a little bit of strength, and now I apply much more strength. As you can see, both of these lines look similar in terms of thickness. Alright, to show pressure sensitivity, you will have to use a fountain pen, or brush or felt tip pen. Alright, let's say fountain pen. Now I try to use a little bit of strength, and now I apply more strength. Okay, you can see that there are differences in terms of thickness. Also, I think there is some tilt sensitivity. Alright, you can see when I tilt the pen, this one will be thinner. As I make the pen to be more straight, or I straighten the pen, the area here will be thicker. So yeah, there is some tilt sensitivity using this pen. Alright, so basically these are some features I want to show. What else? Let's see. Okay, there are stickers as well. Alright, yeah, so you can add in stickers to your notes. For example, you can put a memo here, resize it, then write something inside. One thing to take note is that if you select the sticker again and remove it, whatever you written won't follow the sticker, it will just remain here. So basically this is just a background sticker. Okay, so I guess that's pretty more or less what I want to show. Now we move on to the other app that I like, which is the Notepad. Alright, this one is also very nice to use. As usual, you won't have pressure sensitivity with the ballpoint pen, but if you change to fountain pen, then there is. Okay, so this is a simpler version compared to the Notes app. So this is better for some quick notes or for some idea sketching. The thing that I don't really like is the eraser. Alright, the eraser, you can't choose where to erase. Like for example, I want to erase a little bit of here, but if you just go through it, the whole thing gone. So that's the only thing I don't like for this app. By right, you should just erase a little bit, not the whole thing. See? So yeah, this is one of the downside of using the Notepad. Alright, so other than that, this is pretty much the same as other brand tablets in terms of note taking. Okay, so what else? I won't show you the Gboard app because I'm not an artist, so I'm not going to play around with it. But for you guys that you want to try, you can just YouTube and search for some other YouTubers and look at what they are trying to do with this Gboard app. For WPS Office, I will attach another video here later. The experience is moderate, not that good, but not too bad. But in conclusion, I won't use this to replace my laptop, because if you want better productivity, please use a laptop. What else? I guess these are the things I really like about Huawei. Now we move on to the things that I don't like about Huawei or Huawei tablets. First of all, the app gallery. Alright, so while the app gallery has many apps, but you know, if I search for some apps in particular, you can see that, you know, Netflix is not found inside here. Therefore, where can you download Netflix? The other option will be using pictorial search. Okay, search for Netflix. As you can see, you can search for Netflix by choosing apps. I think this is the default option. So under apps, you can see that Netflix appear. You can actually install this from here, but this Netflix version will be the standard definition version. So you won't get Widevine L1, you only get Widevine L3. So I won't recommend downloading Netflix from here. So how do you get L1? You use Gboard. Alright, you can actually download Gboard from the app gallery. Alright, as you can see, I've already downloaded. So let's open that. So inside Gboard, how it works is that this is actually, you just think this as a virtual machine that, you know, simulate an Android phone. So in this environment, we have Google Play Store, and you download Netflix using this Google Play Store here. Okay, and this one you can actually sign in, and you can use this as an Android device. Alright, once you downloaded Netflix, you can pin this program onto your home screen, like what I did here. One thing to take note is that even you get Netflix using Gboard like this, it doesn't guarantee you will get L1 or Full HD definition. This is because the virtual machine or the simulated environment is random. It can simulate a device that doesn't has L1 support. So how do you know whether your device has L1 or not? Unfortunately you won't know. Okay, you can only do trial and error. So once you download Netflix, go to the specifications and look at the Widevine support. If it is not L1, all you can do is come back to Gboard, go to this corner, 3 lines, click on it, go to settings. Under other section, you can see that there is an option called reset virtual machine. Click on it, and then this will reset your device or reset your virtual machine device into another device, and this device will be quite random. But what I have read from other YouTubers, if you do this for one time, you will most likely get L1 support for Netflix. And this is actually my own personal experience. For my first time using Gboard, I only get L3, but once I click on this reset virtual machine for one time, I managed to get L1 for my Netflix. So now I can enjoy my Netflix in Full HD on this Huawei tablet. Okay, so as you can see, just to get Netflix onto this tablet requires a lot of steps, and this is what I don't like about Huawei. But of course, as most of you know, Huawei is not running on full Android, no Google services due to sanctions. So if you decided to get this tablet, this is probably the only way. I know that there's another app called Aurora Store, I believe, but in Malaysia, most of us, I think, using Gboard. Okay, so yeah, this is what I don't really like about Huawei. It's very tedious to get some app download correctly. Another thing that I wish to highlight about this tablet is that despite it being a new device, this is actually based on Android 12. You can check the Android version using DevCheck. You can download this application using the Google Play Store from Gboard. I actually pinned both Netflix and Google Play Store and even YouTube from Gboard onto the home screen, so that you can use this like Android tablet. Anyway, let's go to DevCheck. If you go down here, you can see that this is using the high silicon Kirin T82B chip, which I don't know what it means, because Huawei always come with some funny names for their Kirin chip, especially when it comes to tablet. And this is running on Android 12. So unfortunately, this is not a really good thing, because now we are moving to Android 16 already. So this is like a few generations behind. Okay, as a tablet, if you use it as it is, you won't have any problem. But down the road, some apps will start to require a newer version of Android as a minimum requirement. So by then, you may not be able to use that kind of app on this tablet. For now, I think some banking apps requires Android 11. So yeah, as you can see, if that app itself gets updated next time and the minimum requirement become like Android 13, then you won't be able to use the app on this tablet. Anyway, I believe most apps will still support Android 12, just those critical apps like banking apps. But then think again, you won't use banking app on a tablet, right? Because you need a phone to use banking apps, because you need to get the OTP and things like that. Alright, so yeah, I think if you don't mind Android 12, you can use this for a few years without any problem. Okay, let me see what else do I want to say. Let me check back my notes. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, one more thing. The keyboard, the default keyboard is terrible. Alright, let's go to keyboard. Okay, so by default we have Celia keyboard and Microsoft SwiftKey keyboard pre-installed on this device. For Gboard, I actually install at a later time using the app gallery. By default, it comes with Celia keyboard, and this keyboard is terrible because when I connect the physical keyboard to this tablet, I try to type, and the word suggestion keeps on popping out, and this makes the keystroke to fail to register onto the device, making me missing all the keys, or missing all the letters that I want to type. So this is a very terrible experience. You can actually Google about this in the Huawei forum, and you can see that a lot of people complain. And this problem happens, I think, since a couple years back, probably. I can't really remember, because a couple years back, when I'm using the older Huawei tablets running Celia keyboard, I didn't really test on it, but I do find that the word suggestion is very annoying and I'm not able to turn it off. So to use this device in a peaceful way, please use either the Microsoft Swift keyboard or download Gboard. For me, I want to use this device like an Android device, so I use Gboard. See? This is a very nice keyboard, and it gives you a very familiar feel if you are used to Android. Alright, so basically that's the pros and cons I want to discuss. As for the tablet itself, without the case, you can see it is quite wobbly. So if you want to write on this tablet, putting on the table like that, do put in the back case. Okay? Okay, in conclusion, should you get this tablet? If you want a good stylus, which is the M Pencil 3, a good note-taking software, and also a matte display, then you can really consider this tablet. But if you want value for money, definitely not this Huawei MatePad 11.5 PaperMatte display. I would recommend Notepad V9 instead. Although this is slightly more expensive, as far as Malaysia is concerned, it is like around 200 ringgit more. But this one is having the same 11.5 inches diagonally, and it is having a slightly better screen, which is a 2.8K screen, 8 speakers, and it is IMAX enhanced. The chipset is also better, which is the Dimensity 8350, a 4nm chip. And the Honor Pad V9 also comes with the Honor Magic Pencil 3, which is a very good stylus. And it comes with the 2-piece keyboard set as well. The keyboard has a trackpad, which is better than what Huawei can offer. And the keys are actually very good to type on. As for the back case, the kickstand has a much better, tilting angle. So this is definitely better than what Huawei can offer. If you want another option but you want matte display, then you can consider Oppo Pad 3. Malaysia version is having the matte display only. Alright. The ratio for this Oppo Pad 3 is slightly different. It is 7.5 ratio. We call it the read fit display, or the read fit ratio. And Oppo Pad 3 is having 11.61 diagonally. This screen is also a 2.8K screen. Alright. And the speakers on this tablet is actually very good. It surprises me actually. Also, as usual, the Oppo Pad 3 comes with the keyboard case, but that keyboard case is not 2-piece device, it's a 1-piece device. I don't have it with me now, so I can't show you, but I can say that the keyboard, the keys feedback are actually pretty good. It is better than what Huawei can offer as well. But Oppo Pad 3 doesn't come with the stylus, so you need to fork out a little bit of extra to buy it. It will be around like 200 ringgit, I believe. So that makes the Oppo Pad 3 more expensive than Honor Pad V9. Okay, another option will be Xiaomi Pad 7. Alright, Xiaomi Pad 7 is slightly smaller, 11.2 inches. You can buy it as a combo that comes with the keyboard case, which is a 1-piece device. But I'm not sure whether nowadays it comes with this, focus pen or not. If not, you have to fork out extra to buy this. Overall, as far as I remember, you can probably get the whole thing around the same price as this Huawei MatePad 11.5. More or less around this price during discount period. And that will be including the keyboard case and the stylus, even if you buy separately. What else? Oh, you can also consider iPad. The new iPad A16. This is because this is very cheap now. It's below 1,200 ringgit during discount, and you can find on Lazada or Shopee. If you want to add on the official Apple Pencil, it's around 160 ringgit or below 200 ringgit. So it is actually pretty much worth it if you just want note taking. However, that Apple Pencil doesn't support pressure sensitivity. You have to take note on this. Of course, Apple doesn't come with the keyboard case, which you need to buy separately for the official one, and that is very expensive. So I would suggest, if you want a keyboard case for the iPad, it is better to get a third-party one, like the one from Logitech. I think the basic one from Logitech will cost around 300 to 400 ringgit. So if you add on 400 plus 200, 600, the iPad will cost around 1,008, and this is actually around 1,006. So you do the calculations and see what is worth and what is not. Alright, that's all I want to talk about this tablet. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend ahead.